What's up, everybody? Cody's commentary back. Technically, the second episode, even though the first episode YouTube fucked up and nobody got to see it except for the people that were there watching it live. So, for all intents and purposes, this might be the first episode. Now, let's see. What's up, Western Kratom, Jimmy Garciano, the Horror Junkie, DC Reggie. What's up, everybody? We're going to get started here probably about 5 minutes, so go ahead and get your Child's Play 2 queued up if you're going to be watching it with me. I just got to do a couple social media posts while I get this fucking camera working to stand the way I want it. Best Chucky film ever. I constantly go back between this and Bride. I think this is the best Child's Play movie, and Bride is the best Chucky movie. That's the way I'll cheat. What's going on, everybody? Does everybody see me and hear me okay? Everything's going good? Seems to be. Alright, like I said, for everybody joining, go ahead and get your movie queued up. We're going to give it about 5 minutes. I'm going to post this on Facebook and everything, and then we will get going. Had a lot of fun doing this last time on Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I was so pissed that YouTube screwed up taking the live video and posting it as a video. It posted like 5 minutes of it and erased the rest of it. Otherwise, would have had a great commentary to go back and watch. But oh well. This time it's going to go great, right? This time it's going to go perfect because all of you are here. Child's Play 2. Let me go ahead and get my fucking thing going. How's everybody doing tonight? Fuck you, Cody Leach. Ah, I see you this time. You didn't have to pay for it. Ha ha ha. Mother Mayhem loves me so dearly. She always shows up to give me some encouragement. Alright. For anybody just joining, I'm going to keep repeating it just until I get started. We're going to start the movie here in about 3 minutes or so, probably 9:45 on the dot. I'm just posting this shit on social media really quick. How's everybody doing? How old are you? 28? Yes, I am. Good guess. Alright, there's that. So what's your guys' favorite Chucky movie? Is it this one? Is it another one? Tell me your darkest secrets. Alright, post it on Killer Flicks. Get all those crazy fuckers up in here. Bride of Chucky, Child's Play 2. Yeah, those are my two favorites as well. I've only seen the first one. What? Well, you better be watching the second one with us. Alright, now that's on. Go on to Twitter. For anybody just joining, I'll say it again. 9:45 is when we're going to be starting this movie, so go ahead and get your shit queued up. I'm already on the main screen. I'm just posting this stuff on social media real quick so we can get some people joining us. And then we will get rolling. Child's Play 2. So I did a little poll. I did it on YouTube and I did it on Twitter, and Child's Play 2 was like the undisputed winner. Like, not even fucking close. A lot of people in the comments were saying Texas Chainsaw 2, which would have been a really fun one. But everybody was voting Child's Play 2. Jeepers Creepers, I think, was the last place. I don't remember what the hell. I think the other one I did, Pet Cemetery. That would have been cool, too. We'll get to all of these eventually. I want to do this every other week. It's been about 3 weeks since I did the other one, I think. Maybe even 4 weeks, just because shit's been so crazy around here. But I want to do this every other weekend. Sadly, I can't watch this with you this time. Well, that sucks, man. But definitely make it a priority to check out Child's Play 2. They're actually releasing the standalone Blu-rays here very soon, because you can only get them in like the Blu-ray sets soon. I think October or so. They're releasing the individuals, so you need to get on it. All right, we're welcome to a big band party, field type situation. Gotta go, had to come harass you a little. Oh, the hell with that. Get back in the car, take your ass home, and watch this movie with me. No more fucking excuses, Mama Mayhem. But enjoy your party. All right, 9:44. All right, so everybody's on social media. Let me go ahead and pull the chat up so I can see all you guys better than on this damn phone screen. Let me get this going here. Now, last time, about every 10 minutes, my internet took a shit. and it started to do something weird, and it was because my phone was plugged in. So I unplugged it this time. Hopefully, won't have that problem. But if it does cut out and it goes to buffering, just wait patiently because within a minute I'll be able to resume it. It's not like I'm going to be leaving. Walking, there's beer involved. Oh, I missed you. You'd be here too if you could. Yes, I would. But I wasn't fucking invited. All right, guys. That up. All right, got the chat up now. Awesome. I think we're ready. All right, guys, if you got the movie, get ready because I'm getting ready to play mine. I've got it right at the first frame, a Universal picture, the old 50s one, and we are rolling. Child's Play 2. Awesome. I'm excited. Now, I will say, obviously, I'm not going to get to every single question on here or respond to every single comment because it's a commentary. So I'm going to be talking about the movie, and I'm going to try to get to as many of your questions as possible. I will say this, though. Please try to keep them Child's Play or Chucky related. At the end, I'll take about 10 or 15 minutes of questions, and I'll start doing some random stuff after that. But try to keep it Chucky focused while we're watching the movie because I hate having to do a commentary and then stopping and talking about who would you cast as Freddy and what do you think about the Marvel films. And so I know you guys got a lot of questions. I love doing Q&As and stuff like that. But for the sake of this video, try to keep them Chucky focused. So if I do answer one or two, it's just because I'm getting like flooded with the same question. But try to keep them Chucky focused. Here we go. Zooming in on the eyeball and that charred corpse from the first Child's Play. What do you love about Chucky? I love his personality. That's the same reason why I love Freddy, to be honest. Freddy and Chucky are my top two, and it's because they're the ones with personality. They're the ones that crack the jokes. They have the one-liners. You know, they give so much life to the characters. I love his sick, twisted sense of humor. He's just such a little vile, foul-mouthed little bastard. I love him. I love Chucky. And Child's Play 3, I've said it numerous times, but people still are surprised to hear me say it was the first horror movie I ever watched. So that's kind of what got me into this. Scariest Chucky look? Well, I don't know if it's a scary. Yeah, probably from Bride. I think his scariest and his coolest look is in Bride. Do I have a favorite design of Chucky? Well, I just answered that. Yeah. Something about Chucky too. They always have really good resurrection scenes, and it always makes sense. Chucky is the easiest horror icon to resurrect and not have it ask too many questions. You just rebuild the doll and his soul comes back. Simple as fuck. Gotta love that. What's great about Child's Play 2 too, this is one of those perfect examples of how to make a sequel have just all the heart and soul of the first movie, but better. Bigger, badder, faster. It's a sequel. It's the way a sequel should be done. I was afraid of Chucky when I was younger. I was never afraid of him, but my youngest brother Garrett was petrified of Chucky. And I love Chucky, so you can see how well that worked out. Who would win in a fight, Freddy or Hellraiser? Freddy, I think, would win in anything. But like I said, guys, keep them Child's Play related, please. I know you guys got a lot of questions for me, but it just to keep the focus on the video on Child's Play and Child's Play 2, let's try to keep them Chucky focused. Are you guys excited for this reboot or the TV series? Which one are you excited for, if any of them? I did a whole video on it, but which one are you guys wanting? And somebody just asked me that. What do you think about the upcoming TV series? I don't have any faith in anything that Don Mancini's doing. I know he's responsible, at least partly, for all the movies that I love, so I have to give him some respect. But he is, ever since he's had sole control of the franchise, it just went downhill. I mean, he had Seed of Chucky immediately. One of the worst sequels ever. One of my least favorite movies ever. You get Curse is good. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a big improvement. It looks way better than it actually is compared to Seed. And then Cult, again, is just more weird shit. So I have more faith in the reboot, to be honest. Oh, super chat from Whitney Ryan Garrity, who I believe is actually one of my newest patrons. So thanks, Whitney, so much. Are these slashers rarely a final girl? Well, to me, a final girl is not a requirement in a slasher movie. So yes, they're absolutely slashers. You got Victims being picked off one by one by a psycho. So that right there brings it a slasher. But yeah, this is the franchise that doesn't really have a final girl recurring. It's a more of a final boy. You got a final girl in Curse and Cult. Oh, another super chat. Dave Frost Dusk. Ever been to a Chucky themed Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios? No, but I would love to. Actually, I just took my family to Disney in the end of June, beginning of July, and we were looking at stuff at Universal Studios, and I was like, man, we need to come back here just for this. Like, get somebody to take care of the kids, and we need to come back for this, and definitely, damn, something in my throat. Definitely would do it around Halloween time, just because it's cooler outside, not as many people would be there. But yeah, that Halloween Horror Nights thing would be badass. Are they doing that this year? The whole Chucky thing? Lunatic Son, Cody, I'm watching on demand. Child's Play 2. Yes! How many of you guys are actually watching the movie with me? This is a really cool scene, too, whenever he just, right off the rip, just kills two guys. Great foreshadowing of that kill in the third act, too, whenever they were putting the eyes in, and everybody's just like, oh, that doesn't look good for somebody's ocular cavities. And then you forget about it until the third act, and you're like, oh, shit! Another super chat, man. You guys are so awesome. John Kyle Stanton, it's $10. You are awesome, man. Thank you so much. Do you have a question, John? Hopefully, I didn't miss it if you did. But I really appreciate the super chats, guys. That's definitely very generous. They're doing a Chucky this year called Revenge of Chucky. Oh shit. Well, the only thing that makes that difficult is both of my daughter's birthdays are in October at the very end of the month. But I'll try my best to get there because that sounds kick ass. Cody, what do you think they would do with the reboot? They're supposed to be doing something with an AI. That's at least that's their first pitch. Is they're going to do like an artificial intelligence? It's not going to be like a soul in a doll, but we'll see. Sometimes they throw out these weird ideas to be different, and the fans fucking revolt and they change their mind. Like, never mind, we're going to have Charles Lee Ray in this. But I think it's going to be. I have more faith in a movie trying to go back to what made that original great and being just a straight up slasher horror movie than I do with a TV series. That just does not make sense to me. Pornhub Executive Director of New Talent. Hi, Cody. We have been watching you for a while. I'd love to offer you a job as a featured performer for our company. Would you like to embrace this opportunity? We can make you a star. I'm already a star, bitch. We got Child's Play 2 Go Hard. Your favorite Chucky kill. My favorite Chucky kill. That's a good one. Favorite Chucky kill. Shit. How's It Hanging Phil's a great one. I love. Trying to think of one of the best ones in Bride is not even a Chucky kill. I love the damn. Again, that's a Tiffany kill. Tiffany's got all the good kills in Bride. Um, fuck, that would take me a second. Now that I'm on the spot, I can't think of any. I'll say How's It Hanging Phil just because of the line, but yeah, for now, I'll think of another one though. Turn down an opportunity for Pornhub. I'm assuming that was a joke. I mean, I don't know. Mad Kid 45, 4.99. Thank you so much, man. That is awesome. Again, if you guys that are posting the super chats, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Let me see. Honey, I'm all rubber. Favorite quote of the franchise. Yeah, that's a good one. These foster parents creep the fuck out of me. I don't know. The whole thing about foster parenting is kind of odd for me just because I was raised by my parents. I know they do a lot of good for a lot of kids, but just something about this couple just seems weird. Like the mom is one of those like overly obsessive, I have to help all the children of the world type personalities, and the dad could not be a bigger cock. I don't know. I would be nervous. I'd be shaking my boots if these guys came to take me home. I'd be like, never mind, I want to stay. Do you think they should make a versus movie for Chucky? I mean, who would he... Leprechaun? I don't know who he would verse. No. Freddy vs. Jason was like this isolated lightning in a bottle thing. And some people don't even like that movie, but I love it. I don't really think a versus is something that you could really franchise out and just start picking horror icons. Like, he couldn't do Jason and Michael, and everybody throws that out, because then how entertaining is that going to be to see two silent killers go at it? And Chucky would be great for the dialogue alone of Freddy versus Chucky would be gold. But just logistically, how could you make that movie work? So no, I don't think they would ever do that. Alex Vincent returning as Andy, and I will say his acting is 20 times better in this movie because, I love the original movie. It's a classic. But when I go back and watch that movie, I want to slap that kid just because he drags out all of his lines. Like, Aunt Pat, or what the fuck was her name? Whoever. Damn. I'm showing my child's play fucking colors right now, aren't I? Whoever. He's like, Chucky wants to watch the 9 o'clock news. And every other line in that fucking movie is like dragged out by that kid. So in this one, he's actually a lot better. And he's kind of a badass because he's trying to kick Chucky's ass. Aunt Maggie, thank you. I almost said Maggie. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Chucky versus Annabelle. Uh, uh, maybe. And it doesn't help that this fucking house is weird. I mean, there's dolls everywhere. It's pink and blue. It looks like one of those grandma's houses you walk into that everything's covered in fucking plastic. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It gives a great like haunted house feel to this movie, and it's got a great setup for just the events of what's going down. But just for if I was that kid, man, I'd be pissing myself. And the first thing he touches, he gets yelled at. Do you think Alex's acting was better in Child's Play 2 over his acting in Cult? Yes. Don't get me wrong. Bringing back Andy was a great idea. They didn't execute it very good. But yeah, Alex Vincent's acting in Cult did not help because he is not very good. I mean, the dude hasn't acted, as far as I know, since Child's Play 2, so I get it, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, I'll take, what is this, 6-year-old Alex Vincent over, what, 30, 40 something year old Alex Vincent any day. And there's so many bedrooms in this damn house. God, ugh. How much tax write-off are they getting for these fucking kids, man? It's like a scam. Enter Kyle, one of the greatest characters in this franchise. And no, her cameo in Cult did not excite me at all because the way it was executed, but she's a badass character in this. I like how she's this side character throughout the movie that you just like because of her personality and how her interaction with Alex Vincent goes, but how they end up teaming up in the third act just makes her a badass character. Because you have to replace the mom, you have to replace Catherine Hicks, and they do a really good job of kind of replacing that protector role with Kyle, even though to a degree Alex is kind of her, or Andy's kind of her protector in some scenes too. Chucky versus Michael Myers. You guys love those versus movies. I would love to see another Freddy versus Jason, but any other versus, like, you could do like Freddy versus Hellraiser and probably get away with it, but yeah, anything else, I'd be nervous. Let's see, would you see a Child's Play movie directed by R.L. Stine? I don't think R.L. Stine's a director. I mean, he's a writer. So I don't know. I mean, would I see it? Yes, out of pure morbid curiosity. But would I be excited if they said, "Hey, R.L. Stine's making a Child's Play movie"? I'd be like, "What?" Another super chat, John Kyle Stanton. Thank you so much, man. You guys kick ass. Like I said with the others, if you guys have a question, hopefully they didn't post one that I missed, but feel free to let me know. Another one, Bernie Gumbano, $5. Thank you so much. My first ever super chat. Well, I'm honored to be your cherry popper. I got put onto you by Lee and truly dig your vids. Just wanted to know your favorite part of this movie. Well, thanks so much, man. You know, gotta love Lee. We have a lot of fun together, so I'm glad you kind of found me through him. Just wanted to know what your favorite part of this movie is. The entire third act. I mean, this movie's got one of the greatest third acts of all time. The whole thing in the toy factory is just gold. It's probably my favorite like act of this entire franchise. Cody Pop Mine was my first two. Do you have a P.O. box? No, but under the direction of Lee, I'm probably going to be getting one here soon. Because I have had a couple of people send me packages, but even though I usually have to really trust somebody before I give it to them, so by that point I'm not really nervous about it. Giving somebody my actual home address always does feel a little bit weird. And even though I know all of you guys, so by the time if every one of you ever did get my address to send me something that you wanted to send me, whatever my girlfriend Holly finds out about it, she's never happy. So yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Probably in a couple of weeks or so, I'll probably have one, and I'll do a video to kind of announce it because that is a much safer way for you guys to kind of contact me than my home address. Did you miss me, Cody? I sure missed you. You guys are awesome. This fucking guy, this is one of those characters that you cannot wait to see bite it. Because he's not so much a dick, he's just so slimy. There's something about his personality that it just feels off. So when you see Chucky in the back seat, you see the rainstorm, the cinematography's got you, you see him going to the liquor store, and then that fucking horn comes, you're like, Chucky's about to get your ass, you fuckwit. Fox Mulder. Plastic Bag Killed scared the hell out of me as a kid. Yeah, it's a great one. It's one of my favorite ones for sure, just because of the whole play out of the scene. Will you do a commentary on Freddy's Dead or Seed? Probably. I didn't want to do a commentary for my first couple on a movie that I hate. Everybody wanted me to. Everybody was like, do Seed, do Freddy's Dead. But, you know, for the entertainment value alone, I think it'd probably be gold to see me sit here just bitching and complaining for 90 minutes like, what the fuck is this? No! Chucky's son does not have a patch of skin where his dick and balls are. Stephen Field. Hey, Cody, love seeing you watch Child's Play 2, one of the best horror movies of all time. Totally agree. Great pace and atmosphere. Totally agree. Keep up the great work. I shall. Thank you so much. Commentary on Halloween 3. Yes. I'm going to be doing a Halloween review series. I'm going to get it done before the new movie comes out. So I'm going to try to start it in September and go all the way through October. And if I do a commentary in between all of that, it will be for Halloween 3, because that's the movie that I really want to talk about the most. Alexander Mendoza with another super chat. Man, you guys are killing it. Have you pre-ordered the Trick or Treat Studios Child's Play doll? It looks really badass. I have not. Is that the one that's like $400 or $500? I would love to have that, but my nuts would be in a vice with the amount of bills we have right now. So overtime kicks back in at work and I start saving up. That's a nice little treat that I might get myself. But yeah, I've always wanted a real like replica of the Good Guy doll. But if I remember correctly, that Trick or Treat one, or some company had like a real crazy lifelike one that was expensive as fuck. Yeah, it's 500. So yeah, no, I didn't. I think I got my dick hard and went to go like, oh my god, pre-order, and I saw the price and said, oh, X. Jordan Tutu, thank you so much for that super chat, man. When are you going to review Scream 2, Cody? That is the most popular question that I've been getting for the past couple of weeks, and it's my own fault because I think I actually told everybody I was going to review them all in July, but my schedule got totally fucked up at home. So you can expect Scream 2 very soon. I'm not going to say what day because I don't want to promise something I can't deliver, but I plan on recording that review within the next couple of days. I've got 4 Patreon request videos that I have to edit that I've already gotten recorded because I'm trying to get through some of those. And it's very hard to balance those with the content that I'm trying to do just on the regular and be fair to my patrons because they actually pay for that content. So I'm going to try to knock all those out, get those out. I have a video planned next weekend between me, Drum Dums, and Durbin from Durbania. That's going to be really awesome. You guys will enjoy that. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be a little bit of a surprise. And then Scream 2 will be my priority after that. And then 3 and 4 will come very quickly. Once I get 3 out, 3 and 4 will come quickly because I want to get those done before the end of this month for sure so that I can start Halloween. And there's your plastic bag kill. I love the whole thing, that false sense of security he gives him. He just squirts him with the squirt gun. He's like, oh, this guy's cool as fuck behind me. He's just messing with me. Manny Salgado, thank you so much, man. Bo Teague, who should voice in the reboot? Who should do the voice in the reboot? Brad Dourif. He's not going to. Look, I said this in my video. I've said numerous times on Scream Stream, other videos, you can recast Freddy Krueger. I love Robert Englund. Look, Robert Englund is a god in my eyes. But you can recast that role with a great actor that owns it, that has the passion for it, and he will do just fine. There is the potential he could do better than Robert Englund. Brad Dourif, though, as Chucky, I don't feel the same way. Brad Dourif, I mean, even if the dude is 80 years old, he's not getting put into makeup. He's not having to do stunts. He's not having to actually walk around and act and portray this intimidating character. He sits in a room with a microphone and reads lines. Brad Dourif could and should voice Chucky until the day he dies. As far as I'm concerned, he should do that. But since we have the dick swinging contest between MGM and Universal, he's not going to have anything to do with this reboot. So somebody else is going to have to voice him. Who I have in mind, I can't think of anybody because every single name I could think of, I would go, no, they're not going to do as good as Brad Dourif. So I don't know. When I see the remake, maybe whoever does it will do a great job, and I will certainly say if he does or does not. But anybody coming to mind? None. Cody, would you watch a Freddy vs. Jason vs. Chucky vs. Michael Myers movie? Would I watch it? Like, if they made it? Yeah, you're damn right I would. But should they make it? No. For the same reasons I said earlier. Freddy vs. Jason was lightning in a bottle. I don't think any other characters are really going to work. I love this shot. This is one of the best shots in the movie where they pan down the staircase with the lightning storm going on, and Chucky's just sitting at the bottom of the staircase just looking up like, coming for you, motherfucker. Guess who's back? And it's one of my favorite shots of this movie. I like to be hugged. I like to be hugged. I like to be hugged. And then he goes right for the fucking vase that she said not to touch and just bashes the shit out of it. What they do that's great in this movie, too, is they get right into it. This movie wastes no time. Usually with these slasher movies, you have the first act where you're getting introduced to all your new characters. There's the lingering presence of maybe something evil's about to happen. And then usually by the end of the first act, then you get your resurrection. You get the first appearance by the killer. Then you starting to get some kills and stuff like that. But Child's Play 2, man, resurrected. Insert Andy, Chucky's after him within the first 20 minutes. Love it. Cody, if in the middle of the night you saw Chucky standing there, would you freak out? Yeah. If I see anything that's not supposed to be there in the middle of the fucking night, I'm going to freak out. Actually, my daughter used to have a bad habit of sleepwalking where she would like wake up in the middle of the night and she'd be awake enough to kind of function, but she would go around and you would walk into the living room in the middle of the night sometimes and she'd be just like walking around combing her hair or some shit and you'd be like, oh, what the fuck? She actually was standing by our door one morning and it was like maybe 5 in the morning or something like that, still pitch black, and you're kind of like you almost feel hungover from sleep. You're like, ugh, and you stumble over to the door and I opened it up, and as soon as I opened it up, she was like, I had a nightmare. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So, yeah, I've had a few of those times. Ooh, a couple more. Alexander Mendoza, another super chat. Thank you so much, man. We need a rematch between Chucky and Tommy. Yeah, exactly. Bo Teague, thanks and agreed. Dourif rocks. Yes, Brad Dourif forever. This is where Andy tastes the cigarette. Well, it tastes like shit, okay? It's funny. Laundry always will suck, but looking at like 80s and 90s movies, and probably even before that, when you see people doing laundry and they got to use these old-fashioned like powdered chemicals and these shitty washer and dryers with plugs and everything, it just makes it look like laundry is the biggest fucking torturous chore you can give somebody. Doesn't help that this, you know, laundry room looks like a fucking dungeon. Must be where the foster parents beat their kids. John, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. That's what I was talking about, but we made it 31 minutes without it happening. So, no harm, no foul. For whatever reason, it just like shuts my app down, and I really hope that the fucking video feed doesn't get screwed up now, because I think that's what screwed it up on the where YouTube tries to replenish the video to post it. You guys see me? I don't see any more comments coming. I was talking about the Lost Boys versus Chucky. I was saying, yes, that would be pretty badass, just conceptually. Dank Wizard, what's up, man? Sup? Thank you so much, by the way. I met Don Mancini at TFW this year. Super nice guy, and trust me, he has cool ideas for the series. I'm sure he's a great dude, honestly. I don't mean to like act like he's a piece of shit or anything like that. And I'm sure he has cool ideas. It's just a matter of how he executes those ideas. I mean, obviously the dude's got cool ideas because most of the movies in this franchise have been his ideas. Like, you know, Tom Holland rewrote a lot of the first one, but all of his cool ideas have come to fruition to make cool movies and the ones that I love. But the ones that I don't love, those are cool ideas that have been fucking horribly executed. So we'll see. Chucky versus Puppet Master. I don't see how Brad Dourif was okay with his daughter's sex scene in Cult. I mean, it didn't show anything. She's just in a wheelchair going like this. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Spider-Man directed the first film. Yep. Went back in time. Back to the Future. Tom, there's a problem with your movie. We gotta go back. But yeah, I'm really hoping that little stutter that we just had doesn't just fuck the video. I don't know why the YouTube app crashes now when I do this. I used to never have problems, and now that I'm doing these commentaries, it likes to crash like that. So if this video doesn't actually end up going live where people can rewatch it, I might have to figure out a different way to do live videos. And it might take me more than 2 weeks to do it, because I thought that the mobile thing was going to be the best option, but I'm going to be really upset putting all this time into this and getting all this great conversation with you guys, and then as soon as we're done, it just cuts out and it's gone forever. I mean, that sucks. But fingers crossed. Dank Wizard, let's play a game. One question right equals $10. All right. Let's do it, Jigsaw. MW Writer, would you be interested in a new Chucky appearance? It depends on how different it is. Obviously, they don't have to have the exact same good guy look, but they can't change him completely. Like, Chucky can't look like a Ken doll. So, it depends on how different. Could you have liked Curse and Cult of Chucky if they had retconned Seed of Chucky? Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter if they retconned Seed of Chucky or not. Because, I mean, Curse felt like it was retcon and everything, and at the very end it revealed that it didn't retcon anything, and it was fine. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to own it, at least own that the movie's still in the franchise. They haven't brought back Glenn, so they know that they're really not trying to go back to Seed that much. But when you get to Cult, I mean, it doesn't matter if it acknowledges Seed or not. It's just not a great movie. You know, there's just a lot of weird shit in there. There's not very good acting. Chucky doesn't really even feel like that big of a success in the movie. Like, he doesn't have that great of lines to me. And then the whole thing about the way they executed Andy, the way they executed Fiona Dourif's character, that movie bugs the piss out of me because it just wastes a lot of potential. But half of us out there love it. The other half hate it. Cody, what do you think if they made Andy the killer instead? That would be an interesting twist if they were only planning on making one movie, but they are not, because you would not try to remake a franchise film like this to just have a twist that surprises everybody and then that's one movie and you're done. You couldn't have a Child's Play series come back and only have Andy be the killer. It just wouldn't make sense. Dank Wizard, hint, hockey. Who is this? Is that a hint for the question you asked? I didn't see your question. Oh, shit. What was your question, Dank Wizard? Is that your question? I must have missed it. Hang on a second, guys. Let's play a game. One question right equals $10. Okay. Well, that was the last thing I saw. Hockey. Who is this? I mean, Jason. Who knows? Jason Voorhees. I don't know. I don't know what your question is, buddy. I mean, hockey. Who is this? Jason Voorhees. That's the only thing I could think of. That seems what everybody else is saying too, Jason Voorhees. But I didn't know if that was your question or not. $10. Oh, hey. Thanks a lot, man. That's kind of fun. Very generous, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, you get right into it. You got Chucky lets Andy know immediately that he is back. Doesn't even fuck around. Doesn't waste any time. And now they think that Kyle tied him up. And now they're seeing how bad his, what they see him as like psychosis regarding this doll, how bad that really is. Hint, hook hand. Who is this? Ben's son. What is more iconic, Chucky voodoo chant versus the Jason Kiki Mama? I mean, Jason technically is more popular, so I guess that's the better answer. But I'm going to go with the voodoo chant. That's always been more iconic to me. Do you think the new Halloween has a chance to surpass the original? I highly doubt it. No. I mean, it's hard to top the original. It's going to be a very different movie. I don't think it's going for the same things the original was. It's going to go for some of the things to get it back on track, but I think gore alone is going to set this movie far apart from the original. Scream Factory Child's Play 2 Blu-ray in October. I don't know if it's Scream Factory doing it or not. I think it's just there is a Child's Play Blu-ray coming, or 2 coming in October, but I think it's just them releasing, Paramount releasing the individuals, because you could only get these 2, 3 Bride, Seed, and I think Curse and Cult too. You can only get all of them except for the first one in this little set. Here's this fuckhead on the bus now. This looks like a little asshole. Yeah, I'd beat the shit out of that kid. He's literally just sitting there and Andy walks by and he punches him. Looks at him like, you ain't gonna do shit, you little fucker. Dank Wizard again. Here's some text. Man, you're awesome, Dank Wizard. And you got Chucky hanging out at the bottom of the bus. Do you like the Saw movies? Not really. I think the second one's the best one. That's kind of an unpopular answer, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those. Review the Saw franchise. Right back, one after the other. Which movie in this series has the best third act? This one. This third act is kick-ass. Second place would be Child's Play 3. I mean, that whole thing with the amusement park is badass. Child's Play 3 gets a lot of undeserved hate. That movie is almost as good as this one. It just feels like diminishing returns because everything that this one succeeded in, it got there first. But yeah, I've never understood the hate for Child's Play 3. Insert Miss Kettlewell. This woman here, and I cannot think of her name, and I'm sure you guys will tell me, has made a career of being the most insufferable bitch in every movie she is in. This, Donnie Darko, No Country for Old Men, Fucking Extract, Speed. Even in Speed, when she's a good guy, she's the one dumbass in the bus that won't listen and gets killed. Every movie she's in, you just want to see her get fucking stabbed in the face. Beth Grant, thank you. Dank Wizard, I like the stream, so here's $5. Okay, bye. You're leaving? Don't leave us, man. I mean, you gotta pay me to stay. Just stay and hang out. But thank you so much. You know, you can give me quite a bit tonight, man. So thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed it. If you are leaving, Child's Play 3 is horrible. You know, because it actually inspired real life crimes. Don't get me started on that. Boteague, the third one is my favorite. See, there you go. The third one is awesome. And then he gets the test paper or the essay where it just says "fuck you, bitch" across it. That's awesome. Classic Chucky. Bride of Chucky is the best. Yeah, I love Bride of Chucky. Do you like the Prophecy movies? I've only seen the first one, and not in a very long time to remember it. I know there's like 4 of them. Cody, which franchise, Nightmare on Elm Street or Child's Play? I always have liked Nightmare on Elm Street just slightly more just because of Freddy. I think Child's Play, the movies are a little better. But just, I've always been a Freddy fanatic. So, I mean, it's this fucking close, guys. Like, it's Nightmare and Freddy. It's like you couldn't fit a razor blade between them. Not a fan of 3, but I don't hate it. I don't get it. It's a very, very popular movie to not like in this franchise, but I just don't understand why. I don't know. Maybe I just love it so much because I watched it and that was my first like horror movie, so I've always kind of held it close to my heart for that reason. I just don't understand the hate for it. I can understand saying it's not as good as Child's Play 2, but it's just you have the adult Andy. Some people don't like the kid Tyler. I get that, but just beyond that, I don't understand. And we got a fucking troll. 42 minutes in, and now we have a troll. You guys take care of him. Which Chucky movie do you like the most? It's always between this one and Bride of Chucky. I go back and forth. I did a ranking with Almost Sideways whenever he was still a channel, and I chose Bride as my favorite, and then when I did my ranking for my channel, Child's Play 2 is my favorite, so it's always one or the other. We have a spammer in the chat. Well, I don't know can I do anything about that. Don't know if I can or not. Let me see. I think. Oh, crap. Sorry. Damn chat's moving so fucking fast. To the troll, be gone. Yeah. I don't know if my guys, this little chat thing. If I clicked on you to give you and you got timed out for a minute, I'm sorry. Just give it a minute. This thing is. I'm trying to get rid of this fucking jackass, and my screen keeps moving too fast for me to do anything with it. So it's not cooperating. There we go. All right, I got him. Now you got the yardstick. Killed that bitch with a yardstick. That's one of my favorite Chucky kills too, just because he got rid of that ass right there. She's one of those teachers when you walk in on the first day, as soon as she starts talking, you're like, fuck, this is going to be a long year. Let me see. Where are we at? Loved your review on Seed, man. So sad about what they did with Glenn. Yes, it is. So much potential. You could have had Glenn be a badass character, but no, they made him fucking weird. Dank Wizard, another one. Do you watch The Walking Dead? Not anymore. I used to. I watched until the season where the all-out war starts, where the last episode, the fucking tiger jumps in and completely misses Negan and kills some random dude. That was the last episode that I watched. That show has made me angry so many times and just treats its audience like idiots so many times that I got sick of watching it. So I pretty much wrote it off. I would always play like I was going to write it off, and I always played like I was going to write it off, and then I never did. I was always just, I came right back to the show, like blackmailed, and then finally I just got tired of it. So, nope, I'm done. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't, now with Rick leaving the show and it just turning into a Daryl Dixon show, I really have no interest. So, yeah. 99 people watching the live stream. Yep, that's a lot of folks. Hope all 97, 98, 99 of you are watching the movie with me. If you want to catch up, we are on the scene right now. It's right after the teacher got killed with the yardstick. Now we are panning across the weird ass art that this fucking crazy ass serial killer foster family has in this house. And you got Andy sitting in his room, pissed off. Dank Wizard, are you going to see the Venom movie? Absolutely. I love Venom. I love superhero movies, supervillain movies, and I love Tom Hardy. I am a whore for Tom Hardy, so yes, I will be at the Venom movie day one. And the trailers have looked good. Walking Dead suckers me in every time. Yep, it used to sucker me in too, and then I got tired of it. And you know what? It feels pretty fucking good to not have to be a slave to that show anymore. Let me see. Hey Cody, how about an on-screen timer? I'm doing it with my phone. So eventually, once I get a good computer that can handle doing live streams, I'm gonna start doing a little bit more fancier stuff. I mean, that's a while from now. But my laptop, whenever I first started this channel, I started doing some live streams here and there, and it would always crash and just fail, and it was just miserable. So doing this mobile on my phone is the only way that I'm able to actually keep a live stream going and keep it smooth. Otherwise, I would love to have a timer on there. I would love to have all that stuff you guys can kind of keep up with. You know, like kind of how Lee does it, where he's got the chat going. I'd love to have all that fancy shit, and one day I'll get there. But as of right now, this is what I got to work with. So let me see. Thanks to these movies, if my kids ever said one of their dolls were alive, I'm throwing that fucker out. Not playing games, not taking any chances. I love the cinematography, or the way that they shot this scene as well. Now, where Andy is going through the kitchen, and he's pulling out all the drawers, trying to find a weapon, because it kind of flips the way that they've used this type of camera work in the previous movie and up to now, where it's usually Chucky's hand that's grabbing stuff, like in the original movie, and you could never really tell if it was really a doll or just somebody playing. And they swapped it, and now it's Andy going after the weapon. And now Andy's here to not take Chucky's shit anymore. And Phil's about to be hanging here in a second. John Kyle Stanton, thank you so much, man. Why do you think the mainstream treats Chucky the same way they do Freddy, Jason, and Michael? Don't fuck with the Chuck. Well, to me, he's always been like, they always say the big three, Freddy, Michael, and Jason. To me, Chucky has always made them the big four. Like, Chucky's always been that one that's so close to being in that group. Some people will say Leatherface, other people would say Pinhead, but I think Chucky easily, as far as icons go, is the one that's just barely on the outside of that group. And it's because of his personality. It's because of how long the franchise has been going and has not been rebooted yet. It's because of how iconic just the character is. I mean, if you look at the Texas Chainsaw movies, yes, it's iconic. Yes, it's been done tons of times, but Leatherface is always different. It's always played by somebody else. There's always different interpretations of Leatherface and different points of his life. That franchise always goes in a different direction. Child's Play has been consistent. You look at Hellraiser, which is the other popular answer, and I have not seen all the movies, but the ones that I have seen, the first one's the only one worth watching. Maybe the second one. The second one's weird as fuck to me, but a lot of people like the second one. But that franchise is garbage. Like, it's one of the coolest characters and concepts, but one of the biggest wastes of that character. That franchise sucks ass. So I don't think that he's even in the conversation for the top 3 or top 4. So to me, Chucky has always been right on the tails of that big 3, and that's why. How's it hanging, Phil? Yep, here it comes. We got about 2 minutes, and that's going to be happening. So if you guys are trying to queue up your movies, those that are just joining me, get to the part where Phil's about to be hanging, and that's where we are at. More super chats, folks. Brother Cody needs a new pewter. Dave Frost us. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, that is for the for as far as like a purchase that like super chats and my Patreon, everything will be going to. That is kind of the thing that I'm kind of compiling it all for, is a laptop like the one that I have. Obviously, at least I think so. I do pretty damn good production with it. Um, but it's frustrating. Like, I have my Adobe stuff will crash once in a while. I can't preview any of my videos until I render them. Usually people can click play and they can watch their edit as they go and fix their mistakes. That's why once in a while a video will slip through and I'll leave a mistake in, because I can't watch it until after it's rendered. And usually after it's rendered, I'm trying to upload it and get it out. So when I see it, it's always already uploaded and I'm like, fuck it. And I just make it go live and just live that there's a mistake in there. The original Hellraiser is still the best, yes, by far. By far. You can pick any actor to do the reboot. Well, I've answered that question once already, but I don't have any actors in mind to do the reboot. I think Brad Dourif needs to be Chucky. So that's the only thing really about this reboot that I can't get behind, is that it's not going to be Brad Dourif. If Brad Dourif was involved with this remake, I would have all the faith in the world in it. I couldn't wait for it. I'd be like, fuck that TV series. But that's the one thing that makes me go, ugh. A reboot without Brad Dourif, or Brad Dourif with whatever the fuck down Mancini is doing. Oh, it's so hard. Well, here's Phil. Get ready. Put down the knife, Andy. Put down the knife, Andy. Travis Jackson, hey man, love the reviews. Ever think of doing one on the Evil Dead TV show on Stars? Keep up the good work. I've only seen the first season. I have the second season. I plan on buying the third one and watching them all. But being the fact that the show's canceled and that I didn't do the reviews already, probably not, just because it wouldn't make sense as far as views to review a TV show. It's not airing right now, but I do really like the TV show. And eventually I'm going to do an Evil Dead franchise review. There we go. There's Phil. And now he finally sees the truth right before his dumbass gets his neck broke. How's it hanging, Phil? I love it. But yeah, whenever I do the Evil Dead franchise review, and I know maybe next year, maybe the year after, I might do the review the seasons or something like that, possibly. If someone else were to direct the next Chucky movie, who would you want? Well, all of the guys working with James Wan seem to be doing a pretty damn good job. Like James Wan, what the fuck is the dude's name that did Annabelle Creation and Lights Out? Lee Winnell. Any of those guys I would be excited for, but it's probably going to be a no-name director. It's probably not going to be anybody like really prominent. Will you review Terrifier? I like that movie a lot. I plan to. I got so many movies that I want to review. But yeah, that is a movie I'd like to talk about because it's kind of an underknown slasher movie, even though in the horror community it's getting a lot of buzz lately. I think Don Mancini should stop directing the series. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I'm fine if he wants to stay on and write, because I mean the dude created this series basically, and he's written all of them. So I would have no problem with him staying on to write, but somebody else has to execute that vision, because Don Mancini, as far as I'm concerned, cannot execute that vision at all. Even Curse, which is pretty damn good, his direction is the main problem that I have with it. So yeah, he needs to give up that fucking creative control to somebody else. And now Andy's back with the crazy looking foster chick. Or the foster home leader. Have you considered doing rankings on your favorite kills of horror movies? I have not, but I will give you guys an exclusive on this. I have. This is about maybe 2 months ago that I approached these guys with this idea. But this Halloween, look for a video that's going to be pretty fucking awesome on my channel, Drum Dumbs, CP's channel, Will I Like It Reviews, Sean Chandler from Sean Chandler's Talks About, maybe even Durbin from Durbania, possibly. Actually, no, I don't think he's seen any of these. But anyway, as far as those are the channels that I've talked with so far. Maybe even Brian Lomax. I think he's done it too. Yeah, Brian Lomax, I talked to him. But me and at least 4 or 5 other channels are going to try to do this thing where we're going to rank the big 3. And essentially what that is going to be is one gigantic ranking video where we take on all of our individual channels all the Nightmare movies, all the Friday the 13th movies, and all the Halloween movies, and we rank all of them in one big list, best to worst, like toss all those movies into a pile and we rank them. So that was kind of an idea that I had to do something epic this Halloween. So you guys are the first ones hearing about it. That is something that I think all of them agreed to it. I think all of them were excited about that idea. So all those guys, hopefully I didn't just name them and they're not interested. But quite a few of us, if not all of us that I just named, are going to be doing that on Halloween. So that should be cool, checking out all of our rankings. Chucky's gonna be a bro. Yep, that's another good one. My favorite of all the movies is Chucky is Child's Play 2. Just awesome to see the factory and how Chucky wasn't playing around anymore. Yeah, I mean, this movie's paced awesome because Chucky is just in it to fucking win it this time. And yeah, that third act, I mean, it makes this movie. This movie's great before the third act. But you get to the third act and awesome. Botigue, that's a great idea. Good, I'm glad you guys like it. I thought it'd be pretty badass. Would you ever do anything with the Dead Meat channel? I am totally unfamiliar with that channel. Possibly, but I don't know them. Chucky had a really harsh childhood, was abused by his drunk father, who eventually drove Chucky's mother into suicide. Is that your idea for the remake? I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds cool as shit. Can't wait. Good. That seems complicated. No, I mean, it's going to be a lot more streamlined. It's just me trying to explain it. But no, just you're taking all the Nightmare movies, all the Friday the 13th movies, however many, 13 of those, and all the Halloween movies. And so it'll be a ranking from like 36 or whatever to 1, where we go through and like say like Lee is probably going to have Halloween Resurrection at the bottom. And then he'll go to like Freddy's Dead, and then Jason Takes Manhattan, and then we'll just go up and however we rank all of those 3 franchises together, leading all the way up to number 1. When do you think Chucky was at his scariest? I never really found Chucky to be scary, though. It's hard. Very, very, very few things have ever scared me in the movies. Zelda from Pet Sematary and Pennywise from the 1990 It, really, It. But when was he at his scariest? Probably in this one, honestly. Just because, I mean, the first one is probably up there, too. By the time you get to the third one, he's just having too much fun to be really scary, in my opinion. So it's between the first 2, I think, is when he was at his scariest. Let me see here. You mean Jason Takes a Boat? Yeah, no shit. Have you ever played Bloodborne? Yes. I have a video coming out. One of my patron videos, top 5 horror video games. And you will see that game on that list. Then do a thing called the kill count where they name off all the kills in the movie and tally up the total. That'd be interesting. Cody and Stuckman wouldn't be a good mix. That'd be interesting for sure. Would you ever do anything with Chris Stuckman's channel? Okay. I don't think Chris Stuckman would ever want me on his channel. But if he emailed me or something, was like, hey, you want to do a collab? You're goddamn right. Not only because he's like the second biggest YouTube movie reviewer, at least that I know of, but I've always liked the dude. Like, I don't watch his channel regularly anymore, but he's always been a really interesting reviewer to me, so I would do it in a heartbeat. But we'd be an interesting pair. Cody, would you ever take over the Child's Play series? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? If they just offered me a job, hey, you want to write the shit? Fuck yeah. I mean, hell, if just all you guys come and show up, I'll make profit. Ooh. Now Chucky's got Kyle. I always love the scenes when he's on somebody and his feet are just kicking. It's like, who kicks their feet when they're choking somebody the fuck out? Child's Play 3 was Chucky at his darkest. I don't know about that. I mean, he's the first three. There are two. The first movie is kind of on its own as far as the tone. 2 and 3 feel like they're in their own like little universe and their tone, and then Bride comes along, and I wouldn't say Bride and Seed are similar, but Seed is like its own fucking miserable ass universe. But yeah, 2 and 3 are very similar to me in tone and darkness and all that kind of stuff. I'd say he's darker in this one than he is in 3, because 3 he's joking around and having more fun with it, but I mean he's just straight up murdering random people in this one. You know, the first movie he was murdering people to get revenge. This one, he's just straight up fucking killing people as soon as he sees them. Done. I think Curse makes him scary. I mean, people, I could see that. Curse is definitely a return of that dark tone. Seed or Freddy's Dead, as in, like, which one is worse? Freddy's Dead. Because you can still have fun with Chucky in Seed of Chucky. Chucky is still Chucky in Seed of Chucky. It's just everything around him that sucks. Freddy's Dead, that's not Freddy. That's a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon in a Christmas sweater. Just shut up and drive, or I'll kick your fucking teeth in. I love his whole thing. What's the little guy's name? He's like, Chucky. Cody, motherfucker. It's a sad world that we live in, that somebody would actually have so little to do in their life that they're gonna just spam a random fucking video just saying fag over and over, and then F's, and then A's, and then G's. Ugh, here we go. And you are gone. See you later, fucker. I'm usually not one to block trolls, but when I'm doing a live stream, it's especially annoying. But, let me see here. Somebody asked about a Rob Zombie thing. I saw it, and that's always going to be an interesting thing. Where the fuck was it at? J. Claude must have been it, because somebody just tagged him. Let me go back up. Fuck, it's gone. I know for a fact Cody would hate a Rob Zombie movie about Chucky because he overdoes it with profanity and his wife in his movies. So I'm guessing somebody asked me, would Rob Zombie do a good Chucky movie? And no. Rob Zombie, I only want to see him do shit that's his own. And even that stuff I don't even like that much, because for the exact reason that this guy just told you, because he knows me. I cannot stand the way that Rob Zombie writes and executes his movies, because he uses his wife in every movie. She's a terrible actress. He puts fucking like the worst dialogue ever in his movies and never cleans it up. And it's just fucking cunt, fuck, cunt, fuck, 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 cunt, 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 cunt every 5 seconds with that movie. And no, I don't want him anywhere near Chucky. Let me see. What the fuck am I watching? Well, if you had clicked on the title the random video that you picked, it's a Child's Play 2 commentary, which obviously I can't show the movie. So you're watching me watch a fucking movie. Favorite Godsmack song? Probably Realign, Changes, Keep Away, whatever. Those are all great. Let me me see. Do you like the alternate ending of Child's Play 2? I am unfamiliar with the alternate ending of Child's Play 2, so feel free to describe it to me and I'll tell you whether or not I like it. Thing about Chucky's... Let me see. Next live stream, you got to do a bad horror movie. I'm sure I will, because everybody wants me to do Freddy's Dead or Seed. So I'll pick something. It might be one of those two. I have vowed to never watch Freddy's Dead again, but you guys want it so bad, I will fucking watch that goddamn movie one more time in front of you all. So you can see me do this for 90 minutes. Alright, will you do a Halloween commentary? Eventually I might. We were talking about Halloween 3 earlier. That one will come first. Because I want to talk about that movie more than I do a movie that people have talked to death. And that is Halloween. Especially if you're in killer flicks. Master Post, bitch. Master Post. Now you have Chucky with Kyle coming to find Andy. Everybody's hauling ass out of this foster group. And they're at the bottom of the stairs like, yeah, this motherfucker's behind me. I'll PayPal $5 if you do Freddy's Dead. Just $5? Cheap ass. You want me to watch Freddy's Dead for $5? That's a hell of a deal, Tim. It's a hell of a deal. Hi, Cody, longtime follower. Just want to say thanks for all your hard work and what you give back to all of us horror fans. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy it. Oh, now the foster chick's dead. Every movie with a damn scanner, they always have that fucking trope about the picture where they're like, and it just prints off like 100 copies. So close to the third act, it's going to be cool. Yes, I can't wait to the third act. Third act always... Man, like, this movie's great before the third act, I already said it, but when he gets to that fucking toy factory, it's just like, yes! It's like a roller coaster. You're in it now until the end. Do Halloween Resurrection. That might be a good one, because you know what? I don't hate Halloween Resurrection near as much as everybody else. I actually think Halloween 5 is worse. Serena Mayfield, will you introduce your daughter to scary movies as young as you were introduced to them? I already have. So, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. When I got with Holly, Shane was 7 and Bella was 4, and they have been around me watching horror movies ever since. So yes, Bella and Shane both love horror movies now. They watch them with me all the time. They watched me when I did my Friday the 13th franchise reviews, and I was watching Friday the 13th movies for like 2 or 3 months straight, like almost every single night. I was rewatching them and kind of getting ideas and stuff. They watched them with me, and they love those movies now. They love the Freddy movies. They even love Chucky, and they used to be scared to death of Chucky. So yeah, I've already converted those two into horror fans. As far as my 2-year-old, or soon-to-be 2-year-old, yes, absolutely. John Kyle Stanton coming back with another one. Thank you so much, man. And the Lost Boys. Have you ever noticed that hippie couple that passed out in the Frog Brothers comic book store? Yes, I have. I've always wondered what the fuck was going on with them. They got they're sitting, they got the shades on and shit. And they're like mannequins. They're not even moving. But I've always caught that, and I'm like, are those fuckers passed out, or are they just like decorations? I almost thought they were their parents when I was a kid, because they're kind of sitting behind a desk. I was like, man, their parents are just asleep in the store. Now you got this dude driving the newspaper thing. You crazy bitch! Would you want to see a Chucky prequel? No. I mean, what's it going to be a prequel about? Charles Lee Ray? That's not a Chucky movie. So no, I have no... Prequels to me, more times than not, is the things you throw out when you cannot think of any other good ideas. And you just want to throw something out that has the name on it. You can come up with like... Nightmare on Elm Street, you could do a good prequel for, but it's not going to be a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's going to be a Freddy Krueger movie where it's almost like a true crime story of him murdering kids, and then you end the movie with his ass getting torched. That would be cool, and you could do something cool with that, but it's not going to be a movie that fits the franchise. Same thing here. You could do the Lakeshore Strangler movie, but it's not going to be a Child's Play movie, so I don't see anybody going to see it. Does your dog like horror movies? I don't fucking know. He lays on the couch regardless what movie it is. He just sits there. I got the laziest dog in the world. I call him a housekie. So, part 3 was so dumb. Switch bullets with paintball bullets. I love part 3, man. I don't know. I'd never get the part 3 hate. I might have to do a Child's Play 3 commentary just so I can defend that shit. Every single frame, like, this is genius and this is why. You're all wrong. Cody has a life-size Glenn doll next to his bed. No. You couldn't pay me $5 to get the Glenn doll, Tim. No. Do you watch So Bad It's Good movies? I do not. Or do I don't, is that a channel? If it's a channel, no. If you're asking if I watch movies that are so bad that it's good, yes, there's a couple of them. The Happening is the one that I always throw out. I think The Happening is one of the greatest unintentional comedies ever made. Die Hard's making a prequel called Die Hard Year One. Yes, I hate that idea too. I don't want to get into it. I hate that fucking idea so much, and they're really doing it. Too much shooting in part 3. I'm never wrong. You should do the Cabin Fever franchise. I didn't even know that was a franchise. I thought there was only like 2 of them. Are you a fan of John Carpenter's The Fog? Absolutely. And you guys are not asking Chucky questions. Let me see. John Kyle Stanton, back again. Do you have any Halloween traditions? Now that ever since I've been with Holly, my tradition is we have kind of a themed costume going. Sometimes me and her will try to do something together. It's last year she didn't because she was with the baby, but we were Joker and Harley one year. Traditions, not necessarily, really. There's movies that I always watch. I did a video actually, top 10 movies to watch on Halloween, and any of those 10 movies I always put in. But like, I would like to start a tradition where we always have a themed costume. Not necessarily me, her, and my kids, but at least me and her. But if I make that tradition, it's going to be some give and take. One year will be fucking Joker and Harley, and then the next year will be Ariel and whatever the hell her boyfriend is. So it'll be a little give and take there. Is Holly a horror fan too? She likes some horror movies. She'll watch them with me, but she's not like anywhere close to as much of a fan as me. And now we have the voodoo chant where Chucky finally got him. He finally got through his chant, and it's too fucking late. Puts his hand out, blood just dripped. Too late, you're stuck in the doll. And now Chucky is pissed. Cue badass third act. So awesome. So awesome. John Kyle Stanton, greatest Brad Dourif role outside of Child's Play. What the fuck else have I thought he was, despite my issues with those movies, I thought he was great as Sheriff Brackett in the Halloween movies, especially in the second one. So I will say his role in Halloween 2, because he's one of the best parts of that movie. Like, he gives really good performance in that one. But I can't think if he's done anything else that I really, really love. Like, I've seen him, he's a character actor. Like, I've seen him in Alien Resurrection, stuff like that, but I would almost have to look that up. So I'll say Halloween 2. The ending was ballsy for a first sequel. Yes, it was, and that's what makes it so good. It's because they don't fuck around. They don't tiptoe through the storyline waiting for Chucky 4, 5, and 6. They're like, no, we're going out fucking huge with Child's Play 2, and if you guys want to make a sequel, you figure that shit out later. And I love how much of a maze they made this place, this Good Dad factory. There's just boxes everywhere and just this random assortment that makes it like the fucking hedge mage in The Shining. Hedge maze. No hot girls in the Chucky franchise, Jennifer Tilly aside. I I would say Fiona Dourif's pretty damn hot. Kyle's not bad looking. De Silva's pretty good looking in Child's Play 3. You got, even though she's apparently a bitch, you've got Katherine Heigl and Bride of Chucky. So I mean, there's some good looking females in the Child's Play franchise. Jennifer Tilly's definitely the hottest, especially in Bride. Bert Rodriguez, thank you so much. What is your favorite Chucky look? Bride of Chucky is my favorite by far. The first time you see the scarred look, awesome. You little bastard, I'm gonna get you! God, I love this third act so much. Just ends it with a fucking bang. Straight up tension, too, because Chucky's not trying to just kidnap him anymore, just get him to himself. Chucky's trying to kill that little motherfucker now. Alice back to Elm Street. Sorry, I guess you're asking, should we have the character of Alice come back in a sequel? Or maybe a remake with the character of Alice? I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of 4 and 5. Like, 4 I used to love as a kid. As I've grown up, 4 I have a lot of problems with. And one of the problems is, in most of that movie, the fourth one, Alice isn't the best character. She's good in the third act when she starts becoming kind of a badass, but she's kind of dull aside from that. So, no, I mean, I've never really been on Team Alice. I've always been Team Nancy. But if they brought her back, tried to do something different with her, I'd be for it. Midnight Crisis. Love your content, Cody. Keep it up. Thank you so much. And I will keep it up. Just for you guys. Damn, my elbow needs to pop. You guys have like a weird joint anywhere that pops? My elbows pop sometimes. And if it doesn't pop, I can feel it. Like I get down to like right here, and it feels like it needs to. Dave Frost Dusk. Just heard Dourif was going to be cast by Tim Burton for Scarecrow if he had not been released by Warner Brothers for the third Batman. That would have been perfect casting. That would have been cool. I'm not a fan of Tim Burton, but just having Brad Dourif play a Batman villain right there, that's got me... Yeah, that would be awesome. Now we got our Evil Dead 2 moment where Chucky's hand has been torn off and now he's going to stick the knife on it and create a weapon. I don't know if they were paying homage to Evil Dead 2 with that decision or not, but it does always make me think of it. Now we got the return of the eye thing, and we're going to see a kill with that very soon. In the book, he tried prying the gate open with a knife, which snapped the blade off. He panics and tries forcing it out, tearing it. I didn't know there was a book for Child's Play 2. I guess that's just kind of the novelization of the movie, I guess. I hate kids. Best slasher backstory. Freddy is the darkest, for sure. And now we got this unlucky bastard. Just night shift, waiting for something bad to happen. Jesse Return to Elm Street? No. I enjoy that movie more than most, but let's not return to that, please. Alright. 106 of you guys still watching. This is awesome. I love these commentaries. This is a lot of fun. I really hope that YouTube does me good and doesn't fuck this video up this time, because I want people to be able to watch these with us. What do you think of Batman Forever? I'm not really a fan of any of the first 4 Batman movies, to be honest with you. Even the Tim Burton ones, they just don't do it for me. So, until Nolan got a hold of the franchise... I mean, I've always been a Batman fanatic, and I loved Batman Forever and even Batman and Robin when I was a kid. But until Nolan got a hold of the franchise, I wasn't ever really super impressed with the Batman movie. Do you like Phantasm 3? Well, you'll find out soon, because we're doing a review of that. Cody, what's your all-time favorite Chucky kill? Somebody asked that earlier, and I could not think of one. No, here we got our eyeball kill. I really like the one in Curse, where he kills the bitch sister. And he's like, you have your mother's eyes, and they've always been too fucking close together. That's a great one. Most of his kills that I love is honestly because of the line that comes with it. Like that one, how's it hanging, Phil? Those are great. Didn't really care for any of the ones in Cult. And there goes your eyeballs. Woo! You know that hurt. The best Chucky animatronics are in this movie. The eyes and mouth work are crazy good. I don't know if I could call it the best. I'd have to watch them all to say, but it's definitely damn good. The rat poison kill just for the build-up is probably my favorite. Yeah, that's an interesting one. The little girl's acting kind of ruins it for me, though, where she's just like, I think you used too much oregano. And that goes with the direction of Don Mancini. When are you doing the Scream 2 review? I already answered that question earlier, but you can expect it very soon. Oh. Now they're about to melt his fucking ass. That's the other reason that this act is badass too, because I mean they throw everything at this guy, and like they cut his fucking hand off, they melt him, and he still keeps coming. John Kyle Stanton back again. Was any other actor in the running to be the voice other than Brad Dourif? I would have to do some research for that, and I'm using my phone. If anybody knows, chime in. I'm not sure. I don't want to click away from the chat, but fuck, I got nothing else I can use. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I wish I could answer that question for you. But if anybody knows the answer to that question, please chime in. Was anybody other than Brad Dourif in the running for the voice in the first Child's Play before he was cast? I'm sure they went through a bunch of different people, but I don't know if there's like one of those stories like, oh, Brad Pitt was going to be Chucky until the last minute he pulled out to do something else. What's my favorite death of Chucky? This one. Definitely this one. Oh, you got that big trail of blood. Fucking tired. That big trail of blood. And they're like, oh, Chucky got away. How would you save the Glenn and Glenda characters? That's a good question. I was thinking they were going to put them in Cult of Chucky somehow. And I figured it would be that he transferred their souls into these multiple Chucky dolls. There he is now. Just a torso. Crawling, I'm going to get you. I'm going to cut off your legs too. How would I save Glenn and Glenda? Probably kill one of them, to be honest with you. I would have Glenda be fucking killed somewhere, unexplained. Oh, she died. And I would have Glenn be in a doll that's not a fucking weirdo. I don't know. It's a good question. I would think about that for a while. But I would make them both more like they should be, which is like a Chucky and a Tiffany, like fucking psychos. I wouldn't have them be these weird gender confused things, which, not to say gender confused, here I go. Not to say that transsexuals and gender confusion, all that kind of stuff is weird. I'm just saying the way they executed it in that movie is fucking weird. So, just to cover myself. Yeah. So they chop off his hand. Then they stick a bunch of shit in him and he rip off the bottom half of his fucking body. Then you melt a bunch of plastic over the top of him and the motherfucker is still coming for you. So awesome. Will you run for president of the United States? Hell no. Even if I was qualified, hell no. You know how much shit they could find on me in 5 seconds just by going to my YouTube channel? You know how many times Cody said the word bitch? And he wants to be the president of the United States? Certainly that gender confusion line would be it. That would be fucking brought up immediately. Now they stick the air hose in his mouth. I was watching this movie once, and my sister was like 4 years old, and she walked in the living room right when his head exploded, and she was like, she loved it. Thoughts on Mr. Glass? Can't wait for that movie. Head explosion. And there goes Chucky in Child's Play 2. Who was in that Tiffany doll at the end of Cult of Chucky? I thought it was the little girl from Curse of Chucky. That's the way I interpreted it, was she kept her and put her in a doll, because they say that thing like, oh, you know, we had that daughter or whatever, and he's like, ah, fuck that kid. And she kind of like, ah, yeah, fuck that kid. And she looks in the rear view, and there's the Tiffany doll laughing. To me, that said that she put her soul in the doll to keep her. But I don't know. John Kyle Stanton, for the record, Fiona Dourif is a total babe. I agree. Good looking girl. And now we have the Chucky thing. And that is the end of Child's Play 2. Fuck, I love this movie. Alright, guys. That is another commentary in the can. And I wish the first one was still here, because that Dream Warriors one was a lot of fun. I don't know if any of you guys were there. So, let's see, what time is it? It is 11:05. I will go until 11:20. So whatever questions you guys have, now it's free for all. So it doesn't have to be Chucky related, even though I didn't necessarily follow that rule anyway this time. Throw in all your questions. I will answer questions for the next 15 minutes. And then I will get out of here and pray to God, cross my fingers, that YouTube does not fuck this video up and actually uploads the whole thing. So, Charles Thompson with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. Have you seen the first Dahmer movie starring Jeremy Renner as Dahmer? If so, thoughts? I have not, but I've always been intrigued by it because I love Jeremy Renner, and Jeffrey Dahmer is a very interesting character. So, is it good? Is it any good? Let me know. 15 subs Q&A, or 15K subs, maybe, possibly. This sounds like a Don Mancini move. I feel like it would make the little girl from Curse of Chucky and Glenn have a kid or some type of stupid affair. That does sound like a Don Mancini move. You think Jack Nicholson would be a good Chucky? Sure, I guess. Burt Rodriguez, have you seen the Hills Have Eyes movies? I have seen the remake of the Hills Have Eyes and the sequel to the remake. That's the only ones I've seen. I haven't seen the original ones with Wes Craven. Where do you think the original Exorcist ranks of all time? I've always felt that movie was very overrated. I haven't watched it in years. I bought it to watch it, so I need to rewatch it soon, but it's not in my top 10, 20, 30 of all time. I'll say that. Is Ghostface as iconic as Jason, Freddy, and Michael? Not quite as iconic, and the reason it gets held back is because it's always a different character. That's what makes the Scream franchise unique, but Ghostface isn't one dude, it's like five. So I don't know if they'll ever quite get as iconic as those, but certainly in the conversation. What's the best kill in Child's Play 2? How's it hanging, Phil? Best slasher weapon, the Freddy glove. Have you seen The Room? Yes, I have. I watched it right before I went to go see The Disaster Artist. Definitely earns its reputation. When will you rank the Die Hard movies? Whenever I review them, which will probably be right before this new fucking year one bullshit comes out. Charles Thompson, back again. Yes, it's a must-watch. Not a lot of gore, but very interesting. You should also check out the Ted Bundy movie. Interesting. There's my girlfriend Holly is a obsessor of like serial killers. Like she watches all the true crime documentaries and shit. So that'll be an easy sell for her to watch a movie like that. Do you have any horror scores on vinyl? No. Bang, you're dead. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe you could review Silence of the Lambs, Village of the Damned, or Candyman. I'm sure all three of those will be reviewed eventually. I've had a lot of people ask me to do Candyman, actually. John Kyle Stanton, once again. Who would win in a fight, you and Lee or the Frog Brothers? Me and Lee. Sorry. Frog Brothers ain't going to be doing shit. They were scared to death to go in that cave, so. Are you ready for The Punisher Season 2? Absolutely, although I'm a little disappointed with the look I've seen so far for Jigsaw. The fact that he's not all carved up, he just has a few scars. That motherfucker's face needs to look like hamburger. But yes, I have high hopes for it. I hope it's not quite as slow as the first season, although I was a big fan of that one too. Deadpool versus Venom movie. Nah. Keep Deadpool with Deadpool. Keep Venom with Spider-Man. Silence of the Lambs or Seven. I think I'll take Seven. Are you much of a gamer? If so, what's your favorite game? I am. I don't, not constantly. I kind of go through phases where I'll be playing video games a lot and then I won't play at all. My favorite game of all time is the original Metal Gear Solid, followed by The Last of Us and Resident Evil 4. You deserve at least 500,000. Thank you. We'll get there eventually, slowly but surely. Do you think it's non-believable that Miss Loomis killed Randy in Scream 2 like some people did? Non-believable. I'm not sure what you mean by is it non-believable. I mean, yeah, I believe she killed him. Which horror movie soundtrack do you think is the best? Trick or Treat, 1986, I think. The metal horror movie. Definitely check that out, and it is my favorite movie soundtrack of all time. I'm down to cue Child's Play 3 with you. If I wasn't so fucking tired, dude, I would do a double feature in a heartbeat, but yeah, I am exhausted. I work every single day during the week. I get to get up at 4 a.m., so the weekends, I don't have the energy I used to have anymore. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. But, yeah, 11, 10. One of these days, I might do a double feature, though. It's a good idea. What's your favorite creepypasta? I'm not too familiar. I know what creepypasta is referring to. I'm not too familiar with them, though. Is Slender Man a creepypasta? Because that's probably the only one that I have a little bit of, I've dipped into a little bit. Thoughts on the new Titans movie? The Titans go to the movies or whatever, or are you talking about the Titan TV series? Because I'm not overly interested in either one of them. The cartoon looked funny. The Titans movie, I'm not a big thing with, or the Titans show. I'm not really big on superhero TV shows anymore. The CW shows, pretty much all of them started going downhill pretty quickly. The ones on Netflix went downhill pretty quickly, even the ones that I liked. So yeah. Have you seen 13 Ghosts? Yes, I'm a big fan of that one. I haven't seen it in a few years, but I always liked it. Excited for the Resident Evil 2 remake. Fuck yes, because that Resident Evil 1 remake for GameCube was badass, and they keep redoing it for like PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, so yes, Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be awesome. Don't forget Twisted Metal 2. Yes, I loved that one too. I used to play the 2-player with my brother all the time. Great stream, thank you. Worst action movie. Can't think of one off the top of my head. Thoughts on the Mist ending? I love that movie. I love the ending too. I mean, it's ballsy. They could have executed it a little bit better if they had just made the time passing feel a little bit like more time has passed, like they've been driving for days. You know what I mean? Like they passed through multiple cities and just everywhere is just gone. Something like that to make it a little bit more believable that he lost that much hope that he would just shoot everybody. Because the way that they kind of cue through that and they kind of time jump it very quickly, it doesn't feel like a lot of time has went by. It feels like maybe a few hours they were driving. They said, all right, fuck it. And that makes the ending hard for some people to digest. But I still like the ending a lot. Let's see. How old are you? I'm 28. Gladiator or Braveheart? Gladiator. What have you enjoyed on Netflix so far? As far as shows, Stranger Things, obviously. I enjoyed the first 2 seasons of Orange is the New Black. Then that show started to go down. Slasher season 2 was pretty good. Glow was pretty decent. The first season of 13 Reasons Why was phenomenal. The second season was horseshit. What else is Netflix? Punisher season 1 Punisher season 1, Daredevil season 1 and 2, Jessica Jones season 1. Couldn't give a fuck about any of the rest of the Marvel ones. That's all I can think of right now. Are you going to see Slender Man? I probably will be seeing it just so I can review it, but I have no faith in it. How tall are you? 6'1". Have you seen The Butterfly Effect? Yes, and I love that movie. 11:14. Okay, still got time. Are you sad about the Friday the 13th lawsuit? Not really. I'm not a huge Friday the 13th fanatic. I mean, I'm patient enough. It's been long enough since that remake that eventually we'll get another one. But I wish they would resolve it soon. Did you hear about a Halloween video game in development? Nope, haven't heard anything about it. Thoughts on Truth or Dare? Good movie? No. As bad as everyone makes it out to be? No. It's decent. It's got some decent stuff in it, some decent ideas. There's actually a couple sequences that I would say are pretty decent. Decent. Pretty good. But no, it's a movie that is watchable. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's as bad as the Bye Bye Man or Freddy's Dead or anything like that. It's the movie that comes out that everybody just jumps on. It's the worst movie ever made. Blah. No. If Truth or Dare is the worst movie that you've seen, even this year, you're doing pretty fucking good. So no, I would say like if you rent, I rented it on Amazon for like $3, and it's a fine $3 spent. I didn't regret it. So it's a decent little hour and a half time. Favorite Denzel Washington movie? Oh shit. Remember the Titans is probably number one, but let me just make sure. I love Training Day, Man on Fire. It's between Remember the Titans and Man on Fire. Do you watch wrestling? No, I don't. Do you think a Child's Play game would be great? Not really. Are you a sports fan? No, I've never been a big sports fan. My dad was a football fanatic growing up, and his love for football made me hate it because it was like it was always fucking on. He'd wake me up at 6 in the morning and start getting ready for school, and fuck, hated it. Cody, have you seen the leaked picture of Jigsaw from Daredevil, and what do you think of his face? I actually was just talking about that. So yeah, I think he needs to have a more scarring. It doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. Just a couple of scars here and there, even though he got his fucking face dragged across glass. So I don't. I'm hoping those are just initial pictures, and they're gonna put a little bit more into it in the show, but we'll see. Can we watch Rob Zombie's Halloween or Rob Zombie's 31 next? Probably not. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare or Halloween Resurrection? Which one do you think is worse? Freddy's Dead. Freddy's Dead is the worst of all the big three movies by far. I don't think Halloween Resurrection is nearly as bad as some people make it out to be. They just the beginning of that movie with Laurie Strode and the end with Buster Rhymes is god awful, but everything in the middle is halfway decent. Freddy's Dead is garbage all the way through. Sixth Sense or Split? Sixth Sense. Split is good, but there's still some issues with it. Sixth Sense is brilliant. By the way, the other universe HHN houses this year are Stranger Things, Trick or Treat, Halloween Horror Nights. That's cool. Trick or Treat and Killer Clowns. That would be cool. Best thing that you've watched on Shudder so far? I watched a movie earlier today actually called Splinter. I've seen it before, but I don't remember shit about it. But I watched it earlier, and that was actually a pretty cool little monster movie. It reminds me of John Carpenter's The Thing a little bit, just with the way that the monster actually acts, because it kind of takes over a human host, and every individual piece of it, like if you break off the hand gets up and it's its own like little monster. So that was kind of cool. Review Training Day. I wish I could review everything, guys. Honestly, there's a ton of movies, but there's only so much time in the day. Cody, what are your thoughts on The Devil's Rejects? I need to rewatch it. I might actually put that in after this. I think I will. I bought The House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects 2-pack because I want to rewatch them because everybody swears those movies are good, but I hated them when I first watched them back in the early 2000s, so I want to give it another chance. Favorite Indiana Jones movie? I've always loved Temple of Doom. That's always kind of been my favorite. Do you like The Office? I've never really watched it. I've seen pieces of it, like little clips online that are kind of funny, but I'm not really big into that kind of humor. Are you a James Bond fan? Yes and no. I've seen barely any of them, honestly. I've only ever really watched the Pierce Brosnan and the Daniel Craig ones. Have you seen Blockers? Yes, it was okay. There were some really funny parts, but comedies nowadays really don't impress me too much. That one is it's a typical raunchy comedy. Let me see. Do you like any sitcoms? I am a King of Queens fanatic. I have rewatched King of Queens so many times that I probably know every episode. I used to be a huge Two and a Half Men fan. I stopped watching it after Charlie Sheen left the show. And if you consider it a sitcom, Boy Meets World was always big in my childhood. So yes, those three. Do you think Rob Zombie's a good director? No, not so far. I think that he has great things that he can do. Every single movie that he has done, there is something awesome that he has done, but he has so much that he fucks up that he can never quite make a great movie. He has one in him. One day, if he can get his shit together, he will deliver a great fucking horror movie. You can mark my words, but I haven't seen it yet. All right, I'm gonna take 5 more questions, guys, and I'm gonna wrap this up. What do you think about the Sons of Anarchy spinoff? I'm curious about it, but not overly interested, just because I think they could have done a continuation of Sons of Anarchy with the remaining characters, and that would have interested me a lot more. Going back and doing, or I don't know if it's a prequel or if it's at the present time of the show, but just focusing on the Mayans, I'm not overly interested in that storyline, but we'll see. Let me see. Do you like the Leprechaun movies? I have not seen most of them in a very long time. I have all of them. I think I bought all of them for like $10 at Best Buy. I've always enjoyed the first one, despite it being a B movie through and through. I remember the third one being really gory, the one that takes place in like Vegas, and I don't remember much about the second one. I remember the fourth one's in space, and it's probably the worst one. And then Leprechaun in the Hood. Overall, no, I don't like the franchise, but I enjoy the franchise still, even though I don't like it, just because it's so bad that it's good to a degree. But yeah, that's something that I enjoyed more as a kid than I do now. If you have seen Split, how was it? I actually did a review for it. I like it a lot more now than I did when I first saw it. When I first saw it, there has some issues in the movie. I gave it a seat on Netflix, even though I love. It sounds like you haven't seen it, so I'm not going to spoil it. But I love what they did with the ending of it. Um, but I think James McAvoy should have been nominated for an Oscar and not the dude from Get Out because he's fucking phenomenal. I think that it's M. Night Shyamalan's best movie since Signs. But some of the ways that he executed the 3 girls, the hostages, kind of bugged me a little bit, and how much storyline they put into Anya Taylor-Joy's character that kept flashing back to it. It just felt like it was kind of unnecessary. But I really enjoyed Split. So 3 more questions, guys. Can you review Terminator? Wow. I'm going to be reviewing all of them before the new one comes out. I think it comes out next year in the summertime. I'm going to review all of them because I love that franchise. Even though even the bad ones, I still enjoy. So I'm going to review those leading up to this new one with Sarah Connor coming back to kick some ass. Cody just saw that Bye Bye Man movie. Oh my god, it sucks so bad. Yes, it's bad. All right, so 2 more questions, guys. What about a Predator review? Um, I will try my best to get an original Predator review out before this Shane Black one. I think the Shane Black one comes out in October. I have a lot going on in October with Halloween, but I will try to get the Arnold Schwarzenegger one in there. I'm not going to do all 3 of them, but I'll try to get the original one in. 2 more. Commentary on Christine. I would love to do that eventually. I won't count that as a question, though. Would you watch a Jeepers Creepers 4? That's a good question. Yes. I don't think it would get made. But if they somehow got a Jeepers Creepers 4 out, yes, I would watch it. Because I'm invested in the franchise. Everything that they set up in 3, I want to see. It just pisses me off that they spent the entire movie of Jeepers Creepers 3 setting up the movie that should have been Jeepers Creepers 3. So, if by some miracle of God, Victor Salva gets somebody to let him make another movie and Jeepers Creepers 4 comes out, I will watch it. The more likely scenario is the studio takes it from him somehow, which I don't know if they are able to or they would have done it for Jeepers Creepers 3. But they take it from him and they make their own movie without him, which would be even better because he fucked up 3, and I would like to see somebody else take it a different direction. But I don't see either of those happening. Honestly, I think the franchise is dead. Let's see. One more question, so I got to pick a good one here. Let me see. Have you seen the movie on Shudder called Mayhem with Stephen Yeun? Yes, I actually bought that on Blu-ray and watched it before I got Shudder. That's a very cool movie. It's the much better version of the Belko Experiment because I didn't really like that movie. Um, Mayhem is very cool. It's a very fun movie. I was worried that it just had the dude from The Walking Dead on the cover because usually that's not a good sign. But it's a very Samara Weaving is great in it. Essentially, guys, if you haven't seen Mayhem, there's this virus out there that basically brings out all of your inner rage and inner instincts to like fuck people up, and it gets let loose in this office building that gets quarantined. Stephen Young gets fucked over by his boss, and he basically it's like the raid. He's got to make it all the way up to the top level so that he can fuck up the CEO and all like whenever you're under this virus, basically everything that you do is forgiven by law. So all the murder and carnage and fucking gore and everything that happens, they're trying to get all the way up to the top here is forgiven. So it's just a wild time. It's not like the greatest movie in the world, but it's a lot of fun. So if you have not seen it, check that out. Um, one more question, because I'm a whore. One more question. Um, let me see. Give me a good one, guys. I'm going to pick one that jumps out at me. One more question, and then we'll head out. Thank you to all of you, by the way, at the bottom, saying love the channel, love the content, everything. Thank you so much. When is the next Scream stream? Okay, that's a good one to end on. Scream stream, it should be this coming Wednesday. We were going to do one 3 days ago, but I couldn't do it. So we pushed it back. I am still on Scream Stream, by the way. I know the last episode, everybody's like, where's Cody? I had other things I had to do that night, but we will be doing Scream Stream, I believe, this coming Wednesday. I don't know what it's going to be on with the topic, but keep an eye out. But yeah, it's going to be me, Lee, CP. I think Brian is still in Zambia, so he's not going to be there, but Mother Mayhem is going to be there. So yes, keep an eye out this Wednesday. Scream Stream will be returning. So, all right, guys, that is it for the Child's Play commentary. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much to everybody that donated all the super chats that we had. That's probably the most super chat activity I've ever had in a video. So hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. If you like these commentaries, please let me know, because if you guys love them this much, I will try to do them every other week like I originally planned. Hopefully YouTube doesn't fuck me over and actually puts this video out so that we can rewatch it again and everybody can have fun with it again. But keep an eye out, because I would say, just like I did this one, I'll probably put a poll out on YouTube and on Twitter asking what you guys want to watch. I'll try to come up with some different options, not necessarily the ones that didn't get picked for this one, but I might do bad movies. I know you guys want me to see me do a commentary on a shitty movie, so maybe this next one I'll give 4 horrible movies and you guys can pick which ones you want to see me do. But thank you to everybody for watching. You guys are all awesome, and that is a wrap for the commentary on Child's Play 2. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you later.